If you spend any time on video calls, you probably notice some people just look more professional on camera, and it's not the camera, it's what's sitting between the camera and the call. Today I want to show you Airtime Camera. It's a webcam enhancement tool that's designed to give you a stronger video presence without any of the complexities. Let me walk you through it. So here we are with the airtime.com website. Now we're going to go ahead and install and launch Airtime. It's really easy to get started and you can find the link below. Remember, this works with Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams and any other platform you're already using, so it all gets that up straight away. So now we've got the install done and it's time to set it up to your liking. And it's really important this because once you set this up, it's one and done. Well, you can have multiple setups if you want, but the idea is really simple. You don't have to do this all the time for every single call. So opening the Airtime camera, all you do is go over to Looks. Now, if you click into Looks, you'll be able to get a range of settings. Now from here, you'll be able to see some options I've created earlier, but I'm going to go down to Get Looks. And from here, I've got a really nice modal that I can customize any look that I want. I could choose from the pre-created ones, which are great options, or I could go ahead and create my own. Now, creating your own gives you a high level of customization. This allows you to change things like the background, and you can even include MP4 files in there, which gives you an animated background if that's suitable and you don't want to distract people. That's totally fine too. There's patterns, frames, tints, and logos. All of these can help make your experience a lot cleaner and easier to view. You can even choose to blur or hide the background when doing calls. There's also name tag. Name tags are great because you can actually choose the style of them. If you want something a little bit more stylish, all the way over to something a bit more classic, whatever it is, it's great as a name tag to have when you're joining a call. It saves people time, and it also is something that we're going to jump on later, which makes it really functional. So the great news is you can not just have one of these, but you can have multiple looks, meaning if you want an external call or an internal call, everything's adapted. Here's my look. I've gone for a very cool looking sort of Severance style layout with my own branding, which can be great for external call. So next, let's look at name tag. Now you're probably wondering, name tag, well, it's important, but maybe it's not that important. Well, you can quickly change it while you're on a call whenever you want. And most importantly, once you're in a call and you've got things going and you don't really want it there again to sort of distract people, you can quickly switch it off while you're on a call. Remember, this is almost like a remote when you're in a call, which is really handy. Now, if you're part of a massive group of people on a call, whether that's a webinar or you're an educator running a webinar itself, then one thing you can do is use an away message. Now, an away message is a really polite way to indicate to people that you're not currently on camera. You can change things like be right back or gone fishing, and that will appear in the shot and make things easier for people to see you've gone away. Finally, there is the filters section, and you can choose on a range of filters, but most importantly, you can choose the quality and the color. Some people like to have a filter on when they're on a call to give them a little bit more improved look. This gives you a little bit more color and maybe even improves the quality of what you look like as well. There are a few additional things down the bottom. This is going to help you be a little bit more interactive whilst on video calls. If you want to put a thumbs up during a meeting, or whether you're doing a webinar or presentation, you just want to look a little bit more interactive, then you can do that. You can even pin items to the top as well. You can also search for any visuals if you find anything specific that helps to add to that whole experience. So finally, you're probably wondering, how do I connect the camera to things like Zoom, Google Meet? Well, it's really simple because it's almost just like selecting the FaceTime camera on your Mac. You basically just choose the camera you want and it will auto-populate all that information. Now remember, as long as you're seeing the right thing inside of your Airtime, they're also seeing that. So let's break down where Airtime actually sits and who it's best for. If you compare it to your built-in webcam with no software, it is much more controlled and polished. It's almost like having a remote to your video call. I've seen lots of these type of apps grow because it improves your confidence on camera without having to learn a particular broadcasting software like OBS. So if you spend any real time on video, whether that's client calls or team workshops or recorded walkthroughs, then Airtime Camera is worth exploring. I've showed you some of the capabilities here, and there are even more being added in real time. So do check it out in the link in the description.